Hi, Roger Connect, President of Universal Accounting Center. This is kind of a casual little conversation that I'd like to have with you that I'm sure you'll appreciate, and it's for this reason. As I've worked with, mentored, and spoken to a number of people who are in the process of starting and building their practices, one thing that normally will come up is this conversation of, well, how do I explain this to my spouse, my family, my friends, my neighbors? You know, when I'm out there saying that I'm now taking on clients, I'm building an accounting practice, and they say, well, Roger, is there a market out there for this? Will people actually pay for this type of service? That's the conversation I'd like to have with you today, to help you understand what it is you're doing so that you can explain it well to your friends, your family, and help them realize the potential that you're trying to take advantage of. Here's the idea. You're in a situation where you're deciding whether or not to start and build your practice, let's say. And maybe you have some clients, but you're wondering, can you grow? Well, let's just talk this through. First of all, is there a need? What percent of businesses out there need accounting? What need to do accounting? 100%. You know that. I know that. 100% of the businesses out there need to do accounting. Now, we need to pause for a moment and I think make this a little bit more simplistic. Why do they need to do bookkeeping? Why do they need to have the accounting done? Well, there are a number of reasons. The first one that typically will come up in my conversations with the students is obviously tax. They'll say, well, taxes need to be done, and you're right. In order for the tax to be done, you have to do an accounting of the business and determine the tax liability. But is that the only reason why accounting is done? No. First of all, there's return on investment. A small business owner puts money into a business. They want to know, are they making money? Is it being profitable? At some point you want to understand that with all that cash flow, is there any money being made? The other part of this is accounting is done for budgeting and forecasting. When can you buy this piece of equipment? When can you open this new store? When can you hire a new employee? When can you start a new product line? All these questions are answered when you're actually looking through what? The accounting and bookkeeping. Now, in bad times, in struggles and recessions, the accounting becomes even more important because as business owners need to make better, intelligent decisions about their business, the accounting holds the information for that. What I mean is, if they're trying to find out what product line is most profitable so that they can emphasize that more, or perhaps eliminate a product line because the profit margins aren't where they need to be, where does that information come from? It's the accounting. Now, here's the second thing. There have been a number of studies out there as to what the best of the best home-based businesses are. So if you're in a situation where you're debating, well, I want to do this from home, is this a good thing to do? Well, let me just share this with you. There have been a number of studies that have shown that of all the businesses out there that can be done from home successfully, accounting is the best of the best home-based business. Year after year, time and time again. And there's a number of reasons why. Look at it this way. When these surveys are done to evaluate different businesses that can be done from home, they're looking at some very key and important factors. First of all, capital. What type of investment is necessary to first start the business? Well, think it through. What things do you need in order to begin offering accounting, bookkeeping, or tax services? Well, maybe a computer. I'm going to bet you have a computer. Cell phone. I'm going to bet you have a cell phone. Now, all these things that you might be able to list as to what it is you need to start your business, your upfront expenses, business cards, business license, computer, printer, these all perhaps are ones you have, or license, business cards, they can be easily acquired for a few $100s at most. Now, that's your capital, operating expense. In order to actually service these clients, whether it be 1, 5, 10 clients, what does it cost to, on a monthly basis, service them? Well, you maybe got your internet, you perhaps have your commute that you're using to drive to and fro the clients. Well, what can you do? Let's look at this. Universal Accounting has a practice where we have clients of our own. It's called Universal Accounting Services. It's where we test and incubate things before we take them out to our students. We have right now 20 bookkeeping clients, 18 accounting clients, and a multitude of tax clients. And we operate that business for less than $1,000 a month. All those clients, all those services, whether it be the toner we're getting, it's the mileage we're driving, it's the paper and pencils that we're using, it's less than $1,000 to service those clients. Well, what's the revenue we're bringing in? We're bringing in just under $10,000. Basically, every month is between $8,000 to $10,000 in revenue to service those clients. Is that a practice you'd be proud of? we're proud of it. And with that, we're able to say, yes, it's easily something that you can start with low capital, and obviously I just pointed out that it's easily something that you can run with very limited operating expense. So the third thing that is usually used to evaluate these businesses as to which is the best of the best home-based businesses happens to be then what kind of demand exists and profit margins for your services. Well, demand, what did we say at the beginning? What percent of businesses need accounting services? 100%. Now, we're going to talk about what types of businesses you want to focus on, small businesses, in a moment. But what percent of businesses need accounting? 100%. Second part of this, what kind of demand leads into the profit margin? You should be making at least a 25% profit margin on your services. Those things being coupled together: capital necessary to start the business, operating expense to run the business, demand and profit margins push, of all the home-based businesses, accounting to the top of the best home-based businesses. Now, these studies also show a few other things. Number 4 is typically listed bookkeeping. Number 6, tax. Is this a good business to be in? Yes, it is. Now, with all that being said, let me just end with this last thing. What are the ranges of the fees you can charge for your services? What are those profit margins associated with? Well, it's simply this. If you're choosing to offer bookkeeping services, you can expect to be making between $40 to $80 an hour. Minimum. That's the national average. If you're looking at something that is now accounting related services, accounting, you should be between 60 to 100 plus. Good margins there. The other you have to actually look at is tax. What can you expect providing tax services, whether it be for individuals or business returns? It's easily $100 plus. I mean, you can look at NSA, you can look at H&R Block, Liberty, Jackson. They're all reporting right around $150 for an individual returns plus more. So you definitely shouldn't be below the 100. And then lastly, obviously, if you're doing CPA services or chartered accountant services, you're easily 150 plus with those services that you're offering. One of the things that determines your bill rate in there is also whether or not you're specializing in any particular industry or service. So is there a good business model here to build off of? Of course there is. So the next time you're out talking to your friends and family, whether or not they encourage you or discourage you, look at this. There's a market out there. Most importantly, you can explain yourself now to understand, yes, there is a need for what it is you can do, and you can make the money that you deserve. Just realize this, here at Universal Accounting, we're here to help you out. We'd be happy to take your phone call, do an assessment with you and assess what is your background, what credentials do you have, what services would you like to offer, but most importantly, what are your goals? What would you like to accomplish? Let's help you actually be in business for yourself, but not be by yourself, and experience the successes that you deserve. Lastly, if it's about accounting, it is universal. In fact, accounting success is universal. Take care, have a great day, and I look forward to having you call and us help you out.